Hope you're having a great day and wishing you all.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Maha.
All the very best for the whole year. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Maha.
Thank you. Right. So this is Thursday and it's time for Aparoksh Anubhuti. We have been doing 4 shloks up till now. Today we will be doing shlok number 4, but it will be the 5th shlok that we are doing. So let me start by chanting the shloka. Shlok number 4. Brahmadi sthavaranteshu Vairagyam vishayeshvanu Yathaiva kakavishthayam Vairagyam taddi nirmalam. Adi Shankaracharya is telling us the simple way of moving towards our highest spiritual goal. And you know that in the path of Gyan Yoga, there are 4-fold qualifications that a sadhak needs to develop in order to be able to understand Vedanta. And last time on Thursday, we studied about Vivek, the faculty of discernment. That is the first qualification. And it's a faculty that humans are born with and which differentiates humans from all other animals, all other living creatures. So today is the day of Vairagya, the second qualification. Let me read out the translation of the shloka. The indifference with which one treats the excreta of a crow, such an indifference to all objects of enjoyment from the realm of Brahmadev to this world is verily called pure Vairagya. All right. So last time we talked about Vivek. What is Vivek? It's the ability to be able to understand the difference between Sat and Asat, truth and untruth, right? Shreya and Priya, for example, Dharma and Adharma. To be able to understand it and apply it in our life, that is called Vivek. Now, when we practice Vivek and when we master this faculty of the Buddhi, then we would have to, like I told you last time, through satsang, through swadhyay, you will be able to sharpen your Vivek so that you'll be able to make out the difference between Sat and Asat. What is the natural outcome of developing our Vivek? You become very clear. You know, what is my highest interest and what is my goal and where do I need to reach, right? That happens with Vivek. Now, obviously, if I know what is my goal, if I know where I have to go, then I have to move in that direction. So I will be able to make acts of intelligence. I will be able to do acts of intelligence. So what's an act of intelligence? An act of intelligence is an act that takes me towards my goal, not in the opposite direction of my goal. If my goal is moksha, if my goal is to be 100% sattvic, then I must do actions that take me towards sattva, not towards tamas, right? So automatically, as Vivek starts dawning on us, becoming sharper and more masterful in our practice, we will automatically move away from situations, places, people, activities that take us away from our goal. And many of you may have already experienced that. I am 100% sure. Now, when this understanding, which we can call dispassion towards things that take us away from our goal, when it is more pronounced towards our spiritual goal, when we are more focused that I don't want to go in this direction because my spiritual goal is in that direction, and we start moving away from things in sansar that will not take us to our spiritual goal, then we call that Vairagya. Okay? So Vairagya, it's not that easy to develop, but there are two kinds. One is easier, happens by itself, and one is slightly more, needs more work. The first Vairagya is, most of us feel it when we have had some trauma in our life, when there has been some painful situation in our life, when there has been a death in our life, when some very horrible, circumstances have happened in our life, then we say, this sansar is like this only, this world is like this only. What's the use of all this world? I have no interest left in this world. I don't care for this world. We call that Shmashan Vairagya. Just like, when your loved one is on the funeral pyre and you are in the Shmashan, burial ground, and the cremation ground, and you feel there's no use of this life, and then it just lasts till you go back to your home. So we call that Shmashan Vairagya. This is a temporary Vairagya. After some time, when the effect of the painful experience, the trauma passes away, then one gets back into sansar quite happily. This is temporary. The second kind of Vairagya is a permanent Vairagya, because it arises from a deep understanding of Sat and Asat. So obviously, for our spiritual goal, we want to arrive at Vairagya by that deep understanding of Sat and Asat. Vivek, quite easy to master. Well, comparatively, because it's about understanding and intellectualizing what is Sat, what is Asat. Everyone can do it. But when it comes to Vairagya, it's not as easy as Vivek. It's the second level, because there you have to understand Sat and Asat, but that's not all. You also have to practically apply that in our life, right? So Vairagya is a little bit more difficult to master, to perfect than Vivek. So is there any way that we can develop Vairagya? What is the sadhana for developing Vairagya? Well, basically it starts with introspecting, reflecting on certain aspects of our life. And I have identified 9 such areas that need to be introspected on, reflected upon, thought about, contemplated on, so you can see which applies to you. I think all will, but one by one, you can start working on these points. Point number 1. Understand, reflect that with every pleasure, there is pain. Pain follows every pleasure. Pain is inherent in every pleasure, because Vairagya is to move away from priya, pleasurable. We want to go into dispassion, not giving in to our pleasures. So it's so natural for us to give in to our pleasures. But if we were to remember that within every pleasure, there is an inherent pain lurking somewhere. Example, simple. Maybe you love chocolate. Maybe you love batata vada. Maybe you love gulab jamun. Maybe you love whatever you love. You eat a lot of it. It gives you pleasure. Then within that, and immediately after that, there is going to be some pain, some indigestion, some sickness, some weight gain, which gives you pain, something. So with every pleasure, there is pain. So when you are, enjoying some pleasurable experience, you need to stop and contemplate. what is the pain that is inherent in this pleasure. And that is why I say it's very difficult to do, because imagine you're enjoying something, you're having pleasure, and at that moment I'm telling you to think of the pain that is in that pleasure. But that's one way of doing it. Point number 2. Think about how temporary and how unstable everything in the world is. Even nature, it's not going to be the same. Seasons change. Nature, flowers, trees, all objects, everything is changing. And we use this phrase, this too shall pass, but we always use it for pain. We always use it for unpleasant things. Oh, this dukh has come to me. Don't worry, this too shall pass. But how about remembering it when something good is happening for you? This too shall pass. Don't be so attached to all the great things that are happening in your world. This too shall pass. Develop dispassion, develop detachment, develop separation. So that's 2, instability. 3, the biggest culprit, our desires, our attachments, our likes, our dislikes, our preferences. These are all causes of our bondage. They all make us unhappy, right? You have calm, desire. If you don't get that desire, krodh. If you get that desire, lobh, greed. You want more of it. If someone has some more of that, jealousy, matsarya. So all these, this desire is the root cause of our dukh and root cause of our attachment also. So learn to observe your desire and see in what domino effect it is taking place in your life. Your desire is coming, then your lobh is coming, or your krodh is coming, or your matsarya is coming, or your moha is coming. What is happening? And then detach from desire. All right. Next one is even more tough. So one more Vairagya to get in life is Vairagya, dispassion, detachment from our loved ones, our family, our spouse, parents, children. They are all our loved ones and we are extremely attached to them. And this attachment is called moha, because we believe that they are mine. If you believe they are mine, then you believe in that you are I, mother, father, parent, child, teacher, whatever. And that is delusion, isn't it? So remember, all the people who are around you, your loved ones, they're all there like fellow passengers in the train to give you company, to give you help, to give you solace while this travel of moksha is going on. They will be there till their destination. You have to go to your destination, right? So even if they're there for your entire life, they're only there till death. And after that, there is still more journey to be gone. So don't get too attached to your loved ones. That is number 4. 5, you want to develop Vairagya. The most useful thing for you to read is Ramayana, because Sri Ram is the epitome of Vairagya. When he was being offered the kingdom the next morning, he had dispassion. He was not jumping with joy with that. And the next morning when he was told to go to Vanvas, he had no trouble leaving his palace and going. So he had Vairagya for the palace and he had Vairagya from the palace also. So if you want to develop, I think the best book for you to read would be Ramayana. And don't just read it. Apply the charitra of Ramayana. Now, in this very chapter that we are doing every day, the chanting, chapter 13 of Bhagavad Gita, there is one shloka, number 9, and which says that Look at all the bondage caused by your body. Birth, death, janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi. All these, disease, death, birth, old age, these are all different modifications of the body. The body is not permanent. So you have to develop Vairagya from this physical body also. Then again in Adhyay 5, Bhagwan says, look at all the people, whether it's a Brahmin, what does he said? Brahmin, cow, elephant, dog, or a dog eater. Look at all of them with equal vision. He says that in Adhyay 5. So, Vairagya from Rag, Vairagya from Dvesh, Vairagya from your judgmental attitudes. That also you have to develop if you want to develop pure Vairagya. See that verse? Bhagwan says you have to develop pure Vairagya. And if you go to the shlok, he says, Bhagwan says, look at everything in the world, the entire world, from the creator of the world, Brahmadev, to the smallest Vishay. Look at all of them as if they were excreta of a crow. You know how we run away to if some crow is going to put its droppings on us with disgust. We don't want that dropping on our shoulder, on our head, or anywhere, right? It says, run away from the Vishais of the world because they are the cause of your bondage. So, what is a Vishay? Everything in the world, whatever you can see, is a Vishay. Even people are considered Vishay. And so, in the word Vishay, there is Vishay. So, all Vishais are poisonous, not Amrit. So, therefore, in this shlok number 4 of Aparoksh Anubhuti, Bhagwan is telling us, if you want a Paroksh Anubhuti, then you have to treat everything in the world, in Sansar, from the creator of the Sansar, Brahmadev, to every small Vishay in the world, treat it with disgust, like excreta of a crow. And then there is one more word in the shloka, which says, not only in this world, but in the other world also. That means many of us, we do dan, we go for tirth, we go to temples, we do pujas, we do anushtans. For what? To gain the place in Swarga. We want the luxuries of Swarga. We want that sukha of Swarga. Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya tells us, don't even hold that desire. Get Vairagya even from the desires of the other world, from Swarga. No need for you to think of the enjoyment from the realm of Brahmadev to this world and to the other world. Indifference. Have indifference to all sources of enjoyment. Then you will develop pure Vairagya. Most of us say, this sansar is the culprit. The sansar holds on to us. Sansar chhodta nahi hame. No. The poor sansar is not doing anything. It's we who are not able to leave sansar. So don't blame sansar anymore. If you want to develop Vairagya, you have to see what are you holding on to. Sansar is sansar. It doesn't hold anything. It is what it is. Now, what are you holding on to is what you need to introspect in this next week till next Thursday. All right? Okay. Oh. 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 Asato